Arkadelphia to take on Ouachita Baptist, and it's number 7 in the country in Division II, and the Hardy Bisons taking on the number 9 team in Division II, the Tigers of Ouachita Baptist. Other games going on tonight. Henderson State is hosting Southern Arkansas. That game's set to kick off at 6 tonight. Southwest Oklahoma State is on the road to Oklahoma Baptist. We'll be traveling to Southwest next week out in Weatherford. Northwest Oklahoma State is in East Central at Ada, Oklahoma. And Harding, as we said, at Arkadelphia at Cliff Harris Stadium. So there's the matchups for tonight in the Great American Conference. We've got a lot to do and a lot to talk about here on our pregame show, so I hope you'll stick around with more coming up. And the kickoff set for 6 o'clock this evening. I'm Jimmy Sledge, my technical engineer and co-host back at the studio is Andrea Camden. Want to thank her for being there tonight. We'll be back with more on our pregame show right after this timeout. Back here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium, the Boll Weevils and the Wonder Boys get set to go at it here in just a few moments. As we said, Southeastern Oklahoma State defeated Arkansas Tech 34-41 in 2 overtimes, the opening game of the season. That was on a Thursday night on September the 1st. And then Arkansas Tech defeated East Central by a score of 35-13. And then they lost to Ouachita 63-14. The Weevils put up 40 points in their first 2 ball games. They won 40-26 and 40-17 over Southern Nazarene and Oklahoma Baptist, and then lost last Saturday to Henderson State. 37-27 was the final score in that one. The last time these two teams met, the Weevils got the win. That was up in Russellville last year. It was a 27-20 win. Both teams were tied at the half, and the Weevils pulled away in the second half to come away with the win as they scored 14 points in the second half to secure the win last year. And they went to 3-2 with that win last year. They're hoping to go to 3-1 here today on this Saturday evening. It's been a great day. It's been Parent-Teacher Appreciation Day and Family Day. Here on the campus of UAM, the tailgating area was full earlier this afternoon. Been a lot of activities, a lot of festivities. Got a great crowd on hand for this evening. You still got time to come out and join us. If you're somewhere in our listening area, you can join us here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium for tonight's ball game. Again, both teams are starting to make their way out of the dressing rooms and onto the fields. Captains have made their way to the center of the field. We'll have the coin toss in just a moment as the Boll Weevils come onto the field. Coach Jackson talked about having to control the football, control those penalties, something that they had trouble with on the road. Here at home 2 weeks ago, they were able to manage that. Came out with the win at home over Oklahoma Baptist, so hopefully they can do the same here this afternoon or this evening and take care of business. Our captains for UAM are Hunter Grimes and Chris Blair. Hunter is a senior from Prescott, Arkansas, and Chris Blair, a senior from Columbus, Mississippi. as the captains meet out at center field. We'll take another 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back and tell you who won the toss when we return after this 2-minute timeout.
Monticello won the toss. They'll defer to the second half. Arkansas Tech will receive. Hands, guys.
Back here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium, the Weevils won the toss, have deferred their option till the second half. So Arkansas Tech, the Wonder Boys, will come on and they will get the football to start. They'll be moving from north to south, from left to right on your radio as the Weevils get set to kick off into the multi-purpose center, toward the multi-purpose center here at the stadium. Again, a great crowd on hand. Parent and Family Appreciation Day. Been a great day of activities. And great food out there. Next time we have a home game, you need to come on out to the tailgate area and sample some of the great food that they have. This ball game is underway. Kickoff is going to be fielded at the 5-yard line and returned up to the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, 30, up to the 32, and finally down at the 34-yard line. As making the stop for the Weevils on the special teams is going to be Amari Sibley, the freshman out of Zachary, Louisiana. But the Wonder Boys will start 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Their quarterback is Hunter Lloyd. He's 6'4", 215-pound, a redshirt freshman out of Rogers, Arkansas, a transfer from the University of Central Arkansas. As they'll line up out of the shotgun and a pistol formation. One to throw on 1st down. Pumps, forced out of the pocket, fires it over the middle. It's going to be in and out of the hands and picked off. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and coming up with the interception is going to be Katron Allen. Katron, he's averaged a interception per ball game. He had one run back for a touchdown, pick 6 a couple of weeks ago. He gets the pick there as the Weevils will take over 1st and 10 at midfield. So a huge turnover here to start the ball game, just underway. Weevils will have it. Damian Brown, your quarterback. At running back today, we're getting the start. It's going to be Dorian Manuel. Gennaro Scott, he's kind of nursing a turf toe is what I was told. Handoff goes up the middle and going to lose a yard. Not a lot there. Let me correct my running back. That is Gennaro getting the start. He was nursing a turf toe. His jersey was crinkled up. Looked like number 1, but he wears number 3. So Gennaro does get the start. On 2nd and 11, 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗓 wanting to throw. Steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. It's complete inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line of Arkansas Tech. And coming up with the first pass completion, the first reception of the afternoon, is going to be 𝗗𝗏 Smith, the leading receiver on this team. 𝗗𝗏, a junior out of Northwood, Louisiana. Hurry up offense, quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Weevils. Double tight end set this time. Handoff to 𝗗𝗏. 𝗗𝗏 cuts it back against the grain. Not much there. He'll get a half a yard. Almost down to the 35-yard line. Coming up to make the stop on him for Arkansas Tech, Carson Holloway, 6'2", 275-pound sophomore. 2nd down and 9 for the Weevils. Isaiah Cross splits wide to the right. Brown calling for the snap. Gets it, keeps it himself, takes it up over the 30, inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line is 𝗗𝗏 Brown. Nice run over the left side. That'll pick up 8. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Weevils. Ball spotted at the Tech 27-yard line. UAM trying to take advantage of the turnover. This time they'll spread the field. Twin receivers go wide right, one comes wide left. Scott moves up beside him, hands it off. That is Brown. That is Manuel, Dorian Manuel, who carries the football. No gain on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down and 1 now for UAM. Decision time for Coach Jackson. The ball is spotted at the 32, make it the 33-yard line. Make it the 28-yard line. I get it right, the 28-yard line. They are going to go for it. 4th down and 2. Brown calling for the snap. Keeps it himself. Got a lot of room. 1st down and more. Cuts it at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bo Weevils. 𝗗𝗏 Brown from 28 yards out puts the Weevils on the board with 12:25 to play here in the opening quarter. Weevils take advantage of the short field after the turnover and capitalize. The point after attempt coming now for UAM. The kicker, Marquise McKnight, the freshman out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Caleb Jacobs, the holder, snaps down. The kick's on its way. This one's through the uprights and good. Weevils lead it here in the early going. 12:25 to play in the opening quarter. 7-0. Bo Weevils lead it. We're back with more UAM football right after this timeout. Seven 7-0. Weevils take the early lead here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium as the Weevils take advantage of the first turnover of the ball game. It was Katron Allen who made the interception on a tip ball. Intercepted it at midfield. Took the Weevils 4 plays to go 50 yards. 𝗗𝗏 Brown caps it off with a 28-yard run to get the score. 35 yards on the ground for the Weevils. 15 through the air on that first drive. McKnight gets set to kick it off once again. McKnight approaches it. Another high end-over-end kick. This one a fair catch called for at the 3-yard line, and Arkansas Tech's going to get it out at the 25. Making the fair catch down there is going to be 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. He's a wide receiver for them out of Austin, Texas. Arkansas Tech will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Weevils lead at 7-0. Again, 𝗗𝗏𝗡 Brown, a 28-yard run, puts the Weevils on the board first. At quarterback for the Wonder Boys, Tay Gatewood. He'll line up in the shotgun formation. One lone setback in the backfield. He's going to leave it with him. Tries to get to the outside. Loose football. It's on the ground, but they're going to say it's down by contact on the ground, and Tech will recover it as the ball carrier that time, Devontae Dean, senior out of West Memphis, Arkansas, transferred from Arkansas Monticello to play up at Arkansas Tech. Devontae Dean. 2nd down and 9, a gain of 1 on that play. Handoff again, hitting the backfield, going to be dropped for a loss as Brown shooting through the gap and making the play for the Boll Weevils. It's going to be Alfreni Hankins, the big defensive lineman. He's 6 foot, out of Charleston, Mississippi. Making the stop for the Weevils, a loss of 5 on the play. 3rd down and 14 now for the Wonder Boys, back at their own 21-yard line. Dean stays in the backfield. He'll line up in the pistol formation behind the quarterback, Gatewood. He'll send a wide receiver, Bentley in motion, wanting to throw on 3rd and long. Steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. It's going to be intercepted again. Weevils pick off their 2nd one of the night. That is going to be Daquan Street. Street returns it to the 40. And he'll be bumped out of bounds up at the 37-yard line. And the Weevils will have it 1st and 10. At the Wonder Boy 37-yard line following 2 interceptions. That pass looked like it got deflected, and Street was there to take it in. So 1st and 10 Weevils. Ball on the left hash mark. Weevils moving from right to left here in the first quarter, leading 7-0. Brown leaves it up the middle to Scott Gennaro, fighting for extra yardage, carries it inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. This went straight ahead. But a nice run, a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Dorian Manuel will check in at running back now. We'll see Cross and LeCedric Smith split wide to the right. Mansfield comes wide to the left on 2nd and 6. Brown, handoff to Manuel. Manuel hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll get about a yard, and that's about all. Interior line of Arkansas Tech in on the stop, leading the way, big number 72. And that is Trey White, 6'1", 300 pounds, a sophomore out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Played for the Wonder Boys. 3rd down and a long 5 now for the Weevils. Ball spotted at the 34 of Arkansas Tech. Brown leaves it with Manuel straight ahead. He'll carry down to the 30-yard line, or just shy of the 30-yard line. Going to be a gain of almost 4, but it'll be short of the 1st down by a yard and a half. Need to get just inside the 39 or the 29 for the 1st down. The Weevils are going to go for it on 4th and a long yard. They try the hard snap count. Nobody jumps. So they're looking to the sideline and change the play. Play clock down to 18. They get the play in from the sideline. Brown calling for the snap. Gets it, keeps it himself. Trying to cut it back against the grain. He's got the 1st down, and he'll carry it down close to the 27-yard line. Needed 1.5. He got 3. That'll move the change. That'll be a Weevils 1st down with 9:27 to play in the opening quarter. Weevils leading 7-0. And knocking on the door once again here in the early going. Ian Meesh, your tight end, lined up on the short side of the field. Play action. Brown wanting to throw. Steps up. Now he's hit in the backfield. Ball's up in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. His arm was going forward. Just as he released the football, he got hit. We'll live to play another down. Second down and 10 for the Weevils. Ball spotted at the Wonder Boy, 27-yard line. Cross and Smith split wide to the right. This time Mesh, the tight end, lines up on the right side. That'll be the wide side of the field. Brown leaves it to Manuel. He's hit in the backfield at the 30 and going to be dropped for a loss. Back to the 29-yard line. Manuel manages to get a little positive yardage after he was hit in the backfield. But it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play and bring up third down and 12 now for the Boll Weevils. UAM leading 7-0 here in the first quarter with 8:40 left to play. 2 turnovers already against Arkansas Tech. 𝗗𝗦𝗢𝗓 Brown, your quarterback. Straight drop back. Blitz coming. He rolls to his right to avoid the pressure. Fires down the field. It's caught by 𝗗𝗓𝗓 inside the 20. He'll have the first down at the 17. Make it the 16-yard line. Nice play by 𝗗𝗦𝗢𝗓 Brown to roll to his right to avoid the pressure that was coming from the offside. And finds Cross down there for the first down. So the Weevils knocking on the door inside the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 16. Ball's over on the right hash mark. They'll send Mansfield wide to the left. Twin receivers go wide right. Wonder Boys in a 3-man front. Brown's going to keep it himself. He tries to get to the corner. Sidesteps 1. Dives forward to the 15. That'll be a gain of almost 2 on the play. And bring up a second down and 8 now for the Boll Weevils. So a gain of 2, second down and 8 for UAM. Ball spotted at the 15 of Arkansas Tech. We can get a first down inside the 7-yard line. Brown, play action, fires over the middle. This one is going to be caught by Cross down at the 10. It's going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down. It'll bring up third down and 2 now for UAM. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line of Arkansas Tech. We'll see the 2 tight end set come in. Ian Mesh stays in the ball game. Checking in is 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗓. Tight ends on either side. I formation behind 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 hands it off to Manuel. Dorian fights his way forward. He'll be close to the sticks at the first down marker at the 7-yard line. We'll see where they mark his forward progress. And they're going to call it 4th down and less than about a yard. 4th and about a yard. They spotted his knee down at the 8. Needed to get to the 7 for the first down. So 4th down and 1. Weevils will go empty backfield with 2 tight ends. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 again with a hard snap count. Nobody's jumping for Arkansas Tech, so they'll look back into the side, recall the play. Brown takes the direct snap, has the room at the 5. Touchdown, Boll Weevils. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 Brown from 8 yards out, his second rushing touchdown of the afternoon, and the Weevils take advantage of the second turnover of the ball game by Arkansas Tech and go up 13-0 with 6:08 to play here in the first quarter. McKnight will come back on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Caleb Jacobs. As McKnight lines everything up. Snap is good, kicks on its way, and it is good. 14-0. The Weevils are on top of the Wonder Boys here in the first quarter. 6:08 left to play. We're back with more UAM football right after this timeout. 14-0. The Weevils on top of Arkansas Tech here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. Glad you're with us on this Saturday evening. Thank you for listening, and I want to thank our sponsors for making our broadcast possible once again this season here on KHPM 93.7 FM. Weevils take advantage of 2 turnovers, get 2 touchdowns, an interception by 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 and one by 𝗗𝗜𝗏𝗏 set up both touchdowns. The Weevils are on the board here in the first quarter, 14-0. Brown already rushed 5 times for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. McKnight will kick it off once again for UAM. Another high end-over-end kick. This one's going to be fielded. Another fair catch called for by Arkansas Tech, so no return. They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 6:08 left to play here in the opening quarter. Weevils will be back on the road next Saturday. We move into October on next Saturday. All the games will be at 2 o'clock in the Great American Conference. We'll be on the road to Weatherford. We'll travel out there to take on Southwest Oklahoma. We'll be on the air at 1:30 with a pregame, 2 o'clock with a kickoff next Saturday from Weatherford. All right, Arkansas Tech looking to find some offense. 2 turnovers on 2 possessions. Their quarterback out of the shotgun. Option, right side, keeps it himself. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, going to get a short gain there. As coming up to make the stop for UAM, that's number 3. That is going to be Demarius White, the linebacker. A gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Gatewood again stays in at quarterback. He's out of the shotgun, working. Got twin backs beside him. Now wants to throw. Flips it out to the back, out of the backfield. He's hit behind the line, breaks a tackle out over the 25. He'll be out to the 27-yard line, make it the 28, and run out of bounds there. As coming up to run him out of bounds is going to be 𝗗𝗜𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗏, leading tackler on this Weevil squad. Short gain of 2, 3rd down and 7. Ball's on the right hash mark. Wonder Boys moving from left to right, from north to south, headed straight into Weevil Pond. Dante again out of the shotgun. Now they'll change the play at the line of scrimmage. Weevils with 4-man down, 2 linebackers easing up. Empty backfield for Tech, wanting to throw on 3rd and long, has to rush it, fires it over the middle, complete at the 35. He'll fall forward to the 36 for the 1st down. And making the catch there is going to be Jaron Chase. Chase made the catch, and with extra effort got the 2 more yards that he needed for the 1st down. So 1st and 10, their first down of the ball game. Gatewood again changing the play at the line of scrimmage as they'll go with twin receivers on either side. 1st and 10, handoff straight up the middle, hit at the line and squeezing through for about 3 yards out to the 39-yard line. It's going to be Devontae Dean in there holding on for dear life to make the tackle with a shoestring is going to be James Dealey, senior for the Weevils out of Central Louisiana. Not sure I'm on the right line. Yep, Central Louisiana. A gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Spot the football just shy of the 40-yard line for Arkansas Tech. Play action, ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Coming through for the Weevils, Demarion Holmes, the defensive back, playing eased up and playing a linebacker almost, coming on a safety blitz, and he was able to bat that ball down at the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 now for the Wonder Boys. A 3rd and long, 3:43 to go, 1st quarter. Weevils lead at 14-0. Wanting to throw over the middle, going to be incomplete. Pass intended there for Jaron Chase, was hit the ground right at his feet. Weevils had some pressure coming up the middle. They dialed it up, and that made Gatewood release it before he wanted to. So the Wonder Boys will punt for the first time this evening. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗏s back deep to return the punt for the Boll Weevils. He'll stand at his own 15-yard line to await the punt. As everybody gets set, Wonder Boys get some more personnel out on the field. 4th down and 6. The punter gets a good snap. Low spiraling kick, going to hit it to 30. 𝗗𝗍𝗏s will pick it up at the 20 on the bounce. He's up over the 25 and going to be pushed out of bounds up near the 28, make it the 29-yard line. Weevils will have it 1st and 10 at their own 29, leading 14-0 with 3:29 left to play here in the first quarter. Weevils took advantage of 2 interceptions in the first quarter already. Had short fields to work with and were able to get points out of both of those turnovers. We got a new running back this series for the Weevils. It's Hayden Thomas, sophomore out of Kinder, Louisiana. He'll line up in the pistol formation behind Brown. 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗏, high snap, pulls it down, hands it off in there. Going to be out over the 30, out close to the 34-yard line as the ball carrier that time, Hayden Thomas. He'll pick up almost 5 yards on 1st down, make it 2nd down and 5. We go under 3 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. Weevils leading 14-0 here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. Twin receivers go wide right. One comes wide left. Brown, again, is going to hand it off to Thomas. Thomas gets to the corner. He's over the 40. He'll have the 1st down, and he runs out of bounds up at the 43-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8 on the play. We'll move the chains for another Boll Weevil 1st down. Spotted all the way up at the 43-yard line where they spot it. 1st and 10. Boll Weevils. Thomas stays in at the running back. Brown wanting to throw, play action, rolling to his right, looking down the field, has a man. That's Isaiah Cross at the 30, 45. He's to the 40, going to be bumped out of bounds down close to the 37-yard line. They'll mark it back at the 38 where he stepped out of bounds. That's good for 17 yards and another 1st down for the Boll Weevils. So move the chains. Weevils on the move again. Leading 14-0. On 1st down, Brown takes the snap. Rides Thomas all the way up. Pulls it out. Keeps it himself. Carries inside the 35 to the 30. Gets tripped up and brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play for 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 Brown. And the Weevils move the chains again. A minute 50 left to play in the first quarter. Weevils leading 14-0. They're on the move, knocking on the door once again down at the 27-yard line of Arkansas Tech. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏. This time hands off to Thomas. Thomas turns the corner. He's at the 25 to the 20 on the right side. He runs out of real estate and runs out of bounds down close to the 15-yard line. And that should be good for another 1st down. It is. A gain of 13 on the play. Thomas getting his first action that we've seen him this season. Moves the chains, a 1st down at the 15-yard line. Brown calling for the play. Hands off again Thomas. Thomas cuts it back up the middle, carries down close to the 13, maybe the 12. We'll see where they mark his progress. They're going to mark him at the 13-yard line. So a gain of 2 on that play. For Arkansas Tech, getting up off the bottom of the pile was Devon Smith, 250-pound senior for the Wonder Boys. We'll call it a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Brown again hands off Thomas, right side. Bulls his way down for a yard, down to the 12-yard line. He's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Boll Weevils down on that right hash mark. And they're going to let time expire. We're going to walk to the other end of the field. Weevils will be headed toward Weevil Pond, toward the south when our second quarter begins. It will be 3rd down and 6. Weevils lead it 14-0. As we'll be back with more UAM football right after this timeout. 14-0, the Weevils on top. They took advantage of 2 turnovers against Arkansas Tech. Got their first 2 scores. Forced Arkansas Tech to a punt on their 3rd possession. And now have it 3rd down and 6 at the Wonder Boy 12-yard line as we start the second quarter. Hayden Thomas, the running back, in the pistol formation behind Brown. Brown wanting to throw, play action over the middle, ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Oh my. Getting a hand up and knocking it down for Arkansas Tech was Willie Miles. He really thought he should have had an interception, but he couldn't hold on to it. It'll be 4th down and a long 6 for the Weevils from the 12-yard line of Arkansas Tech. McKnight will come on. And the Weevils is going to try to add 3 points here. It will be a 30-yard field goal from the right hash mark for the sophomore kicker. Everyone set. Good snap. Kicks on its way. It's long enough, but it is going to be wide to the left and no good. So the Wonder Boy defense keeps UAM from scoring any points. It's still 14-0. UAM leads Arkansas Tech here as we're just underway to start the second period. 14 minutes, 51 seconds left to play here in the first half. And the officials take a timeout down on the field. Gives us a chance to remind you that we'll be on the road next week to Southwest Oklahoma to take on the Rangers out there in Southwest Oklahoma. I think they're the Rangers. And then we're back home the next week. It should be like October the 8th for homecoming. So a lot of things going on the campus of UAM here in the next couple of weeks, as we had a chance to visit with several of the administration today on our live broadcast from out there at the tailgate area today. Chancellor Dr. Peggy Doss visited with us. A couple of others that talked to us. Coach Jackson as the athletic director about what all was going on in the athletics. Dr. Doss talked about what was going on construction-wise and remodeling-wise on the campus. A lot of changes going to be happening out here physically that you'll be able to see on the campus of UAM. It is 14-0. UAM was scoring drives of 50 yards and 42 yards, both following interceptions on the first 2 possessions by Arkansas Tech. And 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗍 Brown scored both touchdowns in the first quarter for the Weevils. Arkansas Tech, though, will take over here after the missed field goal. They'll take over at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. This will be their 4th possession of the first half. The quarterback is Tay Gatewood. He's a junior from Fort Smith. Takes the snap, leaves it with his running back, Devontae Dean. Dean Going to carry out over the 20, out close to the 22-yard line. A tough 2 yards there, and the Weevils stuff him right there. So a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Shaking in defensively for the Boll Weevils is going to be 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗏🐐. He'll check in at the linebacker spot. Handoff again, straight up the middle. Got some room out over the 30, 35, the 40. Still on his feet at midfield, all the way down to the Boll Weevil 45-yard line before he's finally ridden down, as that is Deion Simmons, the sophomore out of Mayflower, Arkansas. A little short, small, scat back, but he is fast. Carries it all the way down to the Weevil 45. A gain of 27, make it 32 yards on the play. Longest play from scrimmage for Arkansas Tech here in the first half. They'll put him in motion now, and the flags come in. We're going to have a procedure call before Arkansas Tech. I think it's the first flags we've seen of the ball game. It will remain first down. It'll be 1st and 15. Arkansas Tech will start behind the chains. With 13:48 to play in the first half, Weevils leading 14-0. This time they'll send twin receivers wide right, tight end to the short side of the field. The quarterback, Gatewood, now changing the play at the line of scrimmage as they'll walk up. Weevils with a 4-man front, make it a 5-man front defensively. So he's another lineman up on the line, wanting to throw. Forced out of the pocket, rolling to his right, going to throw it away. He had a couple of players breathing down his neck for UAM as defensively getting there for the Weevils was going to be Chris Blair. And also who just checked into the ball game, 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗏𝗓𝗓 coming from the linebacker spot. 2nd and 15 now for Arkansas Tech from midfield. They need to get all the way down to the Weevil 35 for the first down. Gatewood again out of the shotgun. Puts his tight end in motion to the short wide side. Going to leave it up the middle. That's going to be the little back, Deion Simmons. Simmons carries straight ahead. He'll get 4. Make it 5 yards on the play as they'll get it back to about the original line of scrimmage. How about 6? They'll mark him all the way down to the 44. So a gain of 6. It's still 3rd down and long, a 3rd and 9 for Arkansas Tech. 3rd down and 9. Ball spotted at the Weevil 44-yard line. Gatewood again out of the shotgun. Wide receiver in motion, comes to the near side. Gatewood straight drop, forced out of the pocket now, running to his right, fires, and it's going to be complete. Well short of the first down, up at the 40-yard line. As there to make the stop, make sure it didn't go any further, was 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏 Allen. Like making the catch over there for Arkansas Tech, going to be Brandon Hunter. But it's 4th down and 5 for Arkansas Tech, and they're going to line up and go for it here at the Weevil 40-yard line, just inside the Weevil 40. UAM leading 14-0. 12:05 to go in the first half. UAM crowd comes to their feet on 4th down and 5. Empty backfield now. Dante wanting to throw. Gatewood takes off. He's got the first down and more as he'll carry inside the 30 to the 25. They'll wrestle him down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Man, oh man, what a run there by Tate Gatewood, the big running back or big quarterback. He's 6 foot 220. He's a load to bring down. He'll move the chains, keep the drive alive for Arkansas Tech as they'll spot it at the 19-yard line of UAM. Weevils lead it 14-0. Reverse, they want to throw it. Looking down the field, have a man open, and it's going to be incomplete. They tried the reverse pass, as that was Adam Cousins who was throwing the football, and he was throwing it to Deion Simmons, who came out of the backfield when they left it empty. But it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Had him wide open, just underthrew him. Gatewood again back in at quarterback. Your Tailback is Dean. Handed off to Dean right up the middle. Dean straight ahead, carries it inside the 15, gets tripped up and in the air, and finally brought down at the 11-yard line. Going to be a yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1. Wonder Boys go up tempo quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Gatewood calling for it. Leaves it with Dean again. Dean's got the first down as he cuts it against the grain to the right. Goes inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Needed 1 and got 4. And it'll be 1st and goal to go for the Wonder Boys here with 10:54 to play in the first half. Weevils leading 14-7. Arkansas Tech started this drive at their own 20-yard line following the missed field goal by the Boll Weevils. Gatewood leaves it with Dean again. Dean hit at the 6. He'll drive forward to about the 5. They'll mark him at the 6-yard line as far as he got. So it'll be 2nd and goal now from just outside the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal for Arkansas Tech. No huddle. They'll come back to the line of scrimmage. They've gone with a power set in the backfield, a new quarterback. It is number 15. That is Tyler Day. He's going to keep it himself. Goes right up the middle. He's in for the score. Touchdown, Arkansas Tech. Let's correct that. It was Ryan Wilkerson was the quarterback. Day was the running back, and they handed it off to him. And Day goes over from 5 yards out and puts the Wonder Boys on the board here with 9:58 left to play in the opening half. It's 14-6, a point after attempt coming for Arkansas Tech. Jesus Zazimbo is the kicker, right-footed kicker, soccer style for Arkansas Tech. The snap is down, the kick's on its way. And it is good. 14-7. We got a new ball game. Don't go anywhere. We've got 9:58 left to play in the first half. Wonder Boys get on the board. We will still lead 14-7. We're back in a moment. Arkansas Tech gets on the board. It's 14-7. UAM still leading. 9:58 left to play here in the first half. That was an 80-yard drive by Arkansas Tech they put together. That followed the missed field goal by UAM, a 30-yard field goal attempt for the Weevils. It went wide left. Arkansas Tech took over at their own 20. It took them 9 plays to go 80 yards. As Deion Simmons got the score. Tech will get set to kick it off. Caleb Jacobs over on one side. Looks like Madison on the other side for the Weevils. High end over end kick. Jacobs going to back up, let it go into the end zone for the automatic touchback. So UAM will get the football at their own 25-yard line. And after the Weevils drove down and were unable to get any points out of it, their offense has not been stopped as of yet. Weevils need to answer here, though, and kind of get that 14-point cushion back. Demalion Brown, your quarterback. And it looks like Gennaro is checked back in at running back for the Boll Weevils. 𝗗𝗔𝗜𝗏 comes wide right. He's over here man-to-man coverage. 1st and 10, Boll Weevils from their own 25. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠😗 hands it off to 𝗗𝗏𝗃𝗏. 𝗗𝗏𝗃 trying to find a seam to get through. He's going to get it back to the line of scrimmage, or almost to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it a yard loss. And bring up 2nd down and 11. Let's correct that. That's Dorian Manuel in at running back. Loses a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the Boll Weevils. Tech with a 3-man front defensively. Brown keeps it himself. Comes across the 25. Stiff arms. Flags will come in, and we're going to see a face mask call against Arkansas Tech. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠 stiff-armed the defender, but the defender got a hold of 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠's face mask. Pulled him to the ground out at the 30-yard line. As the officials discuss what they're going to do.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 29. It's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So an automatic first down for the Weevils. They'll tack on 15 at the end of the run. That'll be a 20-yard gain as they'll mark it all the way out to the 45-yard line. And another change. Move the chains for the Boll Weevils. So 1st and 10, UAM. Ball spotted out at the 45 of the Weevils. Brown hands off Manuel. Dorian carries across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. A tough 2 yards there for Dorian Manuel. Manuel, the sophomore out of Houston, Texas. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 now for the Boll Weevils. Arkansas Tech running a 3-4 defense. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Weevils with a 2 tight end set this time. Handoff again to Dorian. Dorian left side, nothing there. No gain on the play for Manuel. And the Weevils will be looking at 3rd down and long, a 3rd and 8. Hunter Grimes, offensive lineman, lost his helmet on that play. He has to come out for 1 play. So 3rd down and a long 7 now for the Boll Weevils. They go trip receivers wide left. One comes wide right. 𝗗𝗦𝗧𝗏. Straight drop, 3-man rush. Now forced out of the pocket. He'll take off. A lot of room at the 40. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 to the 35, to the 30. Tripped up and brought down at the 29-yard line. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏, when he sees a seam, he's going to hit it and hit it hard. All the way down to the 29-yard line of Arkansas Tech, 1st and 10. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 and Brown, 7 carries for 65, make it 8 carries for 88 yards here in the first half already. He's 4 of 6 passing for 52 yards. 14-7 our score. Handoff goes to Manuel. Dorian turns the corner, gets it down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. A gain of 5 for Dorian Manuel. It'll be 2nd down and 5. 7:20 to play in the first half. If you joined us late, UAM took advantage of 2 early Arkansas Tech turnovers, 2 interceptions on their first 2 possessions. Weevils were able to score. Brown takes the snap, hands off again. Dorian tries to reverse his field. He gets tripped up inside the 24 down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play and bring up a 3rd down and 3 now for the Boll Weevils. Again, UAM scored on their first 2 possessions following 2 turnovers. The Weevils' 3rd possession of the ball game drove all the way down to the 12 and had to attempt a 30-yard field goal that went wide left, and that's when Arkansas Tech took over at their own 20. Went 9 plays and to get on the board, make it 14-7. 6:34 to play here in the first half. Arkansas Tech's going to take a timeout. 14-7 our score. UAM leading. We're back in just a moment.
We would like to take this opportunity to recognize some of our UAM Athletics sponsors. Champion, Holiday Inn, and Days Inn. Interfor Corporation, Mid-South Sea, Jefferson Regional Medical Center, Mainline Health Systems, CR Eye Care, Showcase of Floors, and today's game sponsor, Union Bank. We thank you for your continued support of UAM Athletics.
As we come back out of the timeout, Weevils will hand it off to Dorian Manuel on 3rd down and 5. He's going to get the first down. Inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Weevils inside the red zone, pick up another first down. That'll be the 11th first down of the ball game for UAM. Leading 14-7. Once again inside the red zone. They came up empty-handed last time. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥, straight drop, wanting to throw. Has time, looking down the field, has his man, going to be incomplete. Pass was intended for the tight end. Coming over there, that is 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. Caleb 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock will stop with exactly 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Isaiah Cross will split wide to the left along with Jordan Mansfield. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗡 Smith comes wide right. Play action, rolling to his left. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 looking down the field, throws. It's going to be caught by Isaiah Cross inside the 10 as he goes to the turf to make the catch. Isaiah Cross hauls it in right at the 7-yard line. So the Weevils will have it 1st and goal to goal from the 7-yard line. Thomas will check in at the running back spot. Weevils are going to go big. You've got 2 fullbacks, a tailback. Brown's going to go underneath center. Now they'll shift and go Thomas at fullback. Hand it off up the middle to Thomas, straight ahead. He'll get it down close to the 5. A gain of a short 2 there, as they unpile everybody. Again, Hayden Thomas, the ball carrier, lined up in the fullback spot. Got Caleb Jacobs at the tailback spot. Brown underneath center again. Pitch to Caleb Jacobs. He's at the 5, cuts it down for the pylon at the 1. Not going to get in, but he'll be out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 for the Boll Weevils. So 3rd and goal from the 1. Weevils will go 2 tight ends, a big set. Checking into the ball game at quarterback is 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, empty backfield. The snap is high, bobbles it, he tips it up, he'll fall on it. Back at the 6-yard line. My goodness. The snap came back. It went up in the air. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 had to jump up and pull it down. He falls on it back at the 6-yard line. So the Weevils are going to have to try to settle for a field goal here, leading 14-7 with 4:06 left to go here in the first half. Second time we've been in the red zone and not scored a touchdown. We'll try to get some positive points here. Last field goal attempt was wide left. We got a new kicker in for the Weevils. Zachary Grisati, the junior out of Anaheim, California. Snaps down, the kick's on its way, and this one is going to be good. Nope, no good. This one was wide to the right. My apologies. From here it looked good, but the official standing right under it said it missed the right upright. 3:39 to play in the half. Weevils come up empty-handed again for the second time inside the red zone. They still lead 14-7. We'll be back with more UAM football after this timeout.
is incomplete. Brings up second down and 2.
.333 to play in the half. Weevils lead 14-7. Tech takes over at their own 20. They run a pass play. It's incomplete. Now they drive it straight up the middle as they hand it off to Dean. Devontae Dean bulls his way out over the 25, out close to the 28-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 now for the Wonder Boys at their own 28-yard line. They have 3 timeouts left here in the first half. Smith, the lone setback. Gateway, your quarterback. Gateway hands it off. That's Simmons with the carry. He'll carry it over the right side. He's out over the 30. Got the first down as he'll push the Powell forward out close to the 33. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, and as soon as they do, Arkansas Tech will be at the line of scrimmage with 2:47 left to play. The clock starts moving now. Again, they have 3 timeouts remaining. They're going to leave Deion Simmons in at the running back. Gateway stays your quarterback. Twin receivers come wide left. Ball on the right hash mark for Arkansas Tech on 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. And now, not sure if there's a penalty, a flag. This receiver started to move and then backed up.
False start. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
They do call a false start on the wide receiver. Out here on the near side to us, that is Matthew Rivera. So back them up 5. They'll be behind the chains now. 1st and 15 for Arkansas Tech. Spot it back at their own 28-yard line. 2:18 left to play in the half. Weevils leading 14-7. Gateway hands it off to Simmons. Simmons right side, got some room. 35-40, 45, midfield, across midfield to the 40, the 30, and going to be bumped out of bounds down at the 20, make it the 31-yard line. Deion Simmons on the sweep to the right, hit the sideline. Weevils were finally able to run him out of bounds over there. Looks like Marshall Lloyd finally caught up with him to push him out of bounds, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wonder Boys. From the Weevil 31. The big tight end comes in motion. Gateway hands it off. No, Gateway keeps it himself, breaks a tackle in the backfield across the 30 to the 25 and going to be run out of bounds, and a flag's going to come in for a late hit out of bounds against the Weevils. Oh, you're going to tack some yardage onto the end of the run. As they'll try to sort all this out over there on the Arkansas Tech sideline. That's where the infraction happened. As Gateway ran out of bounds, he was hit, and it looked like it may have been Greg Hooks guilty of the infraction. Couldn't put the brakes on quick enough to not hit him. 1:36 left to play before half.
Personal foul. Come on. Number 3 of the defense. It's half the distance to the goal from the run. It's an automatic first down.
All right, it was a horse collar call against the Weevils. So they'll move it half the distance to the goal. And that's going to mark it down inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, Arkansas Tech. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:36 left to play here before half. UAM leading 14-7 with Tech knocking on the door again. They'll shift 2 tight ends to the wide side of the field. Dean, the lone setback. Fake it to him. Gateway keeps it himself. He's at the 10, cuts it up at the 5, and going to be stopped there. Coming up for the Weevils to make the initial contact is 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗍𝗔 Allen. Also in on the stop for the Bo Weevils is Donde Fuller. It'll be a gain of 7 on the play and make it 6. A gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. They'll stay with Dean in the backfield along with Gateway, your quarterback. Gateway hands it off Dean, straight ahead, carries inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line. He'll have the first down. And make it 1st and goal. The goal from the 1 for Arkansas Tech. And they are 1 yard away from tying this ball game here. It's 14-7. Under a minute left to play in the first half. Deion Simmons checks back in at the running back spot. Put a wide receiver in motion. He'll line up as a tight end. They're going to hand it off to Deion Simmons. Simmons, a right side. Touchdown, Arkansas Tech. Deion Simmons from a yard out makes this a 1-point ball game. It is 14-13. The Wonder Boys an extra point away from tying this ball game here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium after the Weevils jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Weevils come up empty-handed twice in the red zone. Missed 2 field goals. One a 30-yarder, the other a 22-yard attempt by 2 different kickers. All right. Jesus is ready to kick it for Arkansas Tech. They get the snap down. The kick's on its way, and it's good. We got a new ball game. We're all tied at 14-14 with 32 seconds remaining before halftime. We'll take a break and be back with more Bo Weevil football right after this timeout. We're all tied 14-14. 30 seconds left to go here before halftime. Tech will kick this one, and it's deep and returned by Caleb Jacobs. Jacobs back over the 15, the 20, out to the almost the 23-yard line. A late flag will come in at the end of the play. Let's see what the flag's about. There's going to be 25 seconds remaining here before halftime. I'm not sure what the flag's usually. It's an illegal block on something like this, but we'll wait and see what the officials come up with. There's 2 flags on the play. One's out at the 33. The other one's at the 28-yard line. So you had 2 different officials throw the flag. Depends if they saw the same thing or something different. They're still discussing what they're going to do here. All tied at 14-14. Arkansas Tech and UAM. All right, here comes our white hat.
There are 2 fouls. During the return, blocking the back from the 29 of the current team. That's a 10-yard penalty. After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct. Number 19 of the kicking team. That penalty will also be enforced. First down.
So you had 2 penalties on the play. One was a block in the back by UAM on the return. The other one was after the play was dead against Arkansas Tech for unsportsmanlike conduct. So they'll mark off the 10-yard penalty and then mark off the 15-yard penalty. It'll all mean that UAM gets the football 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. The Weevils will go with trip receivers wide to the left. Damian Brown, an empty backfield. Mansfield comes wide to the right over here, man-to-man coverage. Brown looking, throws a quick out route, complete. out to the 35. They'll step out of bounds. That's not Mansfield. It's number 18. That is Deshaun Jackson, the redshirt freshman out of Pickering, Louisiana, making his first catch tonight. It's out to the 35. It'll be a gain of 8 on the play. Second down and 2. Did stop the clock with 19 seconds left to play here in the first half. We're all tied at 14-14. Thomas is checked back in at the running back, Hayden. Brown wanting to throw again. He's forced out of the pocket, rolling to his right, going to throw it out of bounds as he throws that one away. Tech was able to get some pressure on him. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 just unloaded it. 13 ticks left to play in the first half. Third down and 2 for the Weevils from their own 35-yard line. So now you have to look here. Tech still has 2 timeouts left if they wanted to try and stop it. We're all tied 14 apiece. Weevils will go empty backfield again. Brown's going to run it himself, though. Brown straight ahead, lowers his shoulder across the 40, gets the first down out to the 44-yard line. And that leaves 7 seconds on the clock. They'll start the clock up, and that's going to be the end of the first half as the Weevils are going to let time expire here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. Each team will head to the locker room with 14 points on the board. 14-14. UAM jumped out to a 14-0 lead following 2 interceptions on the first 2 possessions of the ballgame by Arkansas Tech. They had a 50-yard drive and a 42-yard drive to capitalize on it and jump out 14-0. Looked like the Weevils were going to manhandle Arkansas Tech as they forced them into a punt. Weevils drove down to the 12-yard line. Were forced to try a 30-yard field goal. It was wide left. McKnight missed it wide left. Arkansas Tech then took over at the 20. Took 9 plays to get on the board. They come back to make it 14-7. Weevils for the second time get inside the red zone, all the way down to the 8-yard line. Looking at 4th down and goal from the 8. Try a 22-yard field goal, and this one is wide right by a different kicker, Zachary Garzetti. And the Weevils twice in the red zone there came up with no points. And that has allowed Arkansas Tech to come back as they took over at their own 20 and put together 2 80-yard drives for their scoring drives here in the first half. It is 14-14. We are all tied here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. Parent and Family Appreciation Day. Great crowd on hand. There's been a great crowd on campus all day for the tailgating. We got a beautiful night out for football tonight. It's cooled off some out there. And some of the clouds off in the distance. There was some rain earlier in the area, but I believe it's moved on, so we don't have to worry about the rain. And we've just got more football to come your way here on KHBM 93.7 FM. We're at halftime where it is 14-14. We'll take a break and come back with our halftime show for you when we return in just a moment. Back here at halftime, it's 14-14. The Boll Weevils and the Wonder Boys are all tied up. As we said, UAM jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The Weevils on their next two possessions got inside the red zone but came up empty-handed, missed 2 field goals, and Arkansas Tech put together 2 80-yard drives to tie this ball game up here at the half. Looking at some of the numbers here in the first half. First downs, UAM with 13, Arkansas Tech with 8. UAM has rushed the football 31 times for 137 yards, while Arkansas Tech 19 times for 153 yards. They're averaging 8 yards a carry. UAM averaging 4 yards a carry. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 throwing the football is 9. Let's see. No, he is 5 of 9. There we go. 5 of 9 for 64 yards on the evening here in the first half, while their quarterback, Gatewood, 3 of 9 with 2 interceptions for only 15 yards. So we've shut down their passing game, but we're going to have to find a way to stop the run. Total offense here in the first half for Arkansas Tech, 29 plays, 168 yards. All of that coming just about in the second quarter. Weevils had 41 plays for 209 yards total offense in the first 30 minutes of football. UAM penalized twice for 23 yards. Arkansas Tech 4 times for 40 yards. Both teams are 3 of 6. Tech's 3 of 6 on third down conversions. UAM's 3 of 8 on third down conversions. Here at the half, it is 14-14. Arkansas Tech and UAM all tied. We'll come back and look at some individual numbers for you when we return to Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium right after this timeout. Back here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium on the campus of UAM, the Boll Weevils and the Wonder Boys all tied at 14 apiece after the Weevils jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Arkansas Tech scores 14 unanswered themselves before halftime to tie the ball game. Individually, let's look and see who the leaders are here in the first half. First of all, for Arkansas Tech, their quarterback, Gatewood, he is 3 of 9 passing with 2 interceptions for 15 yards. The longest was an 8-yard pass completion. Rushing the football, they had a backup running back that came in. Deion Simmons carried 6 times, 88 yards on 6 carries, averaging almost 15 yards a carry. He did score one of their touchdowns. Gatewood, 4 carries for 35 yards. Devontae Dean, 8 carries for 30. And Day, 1 carry. Number 15, Day. Tyler Day. 1 carry for 5 yards and a touchdown for them. For the Boll Weevils, the leading ground gainer on the first half is going to be 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. 9 carries, 88 yards, averaging almost 10 yards a carry. He has 2 touchdowns. He's got both of UAM scores. The longest was a 28-yard run for the touchdown. And then you've got Thomas, who came in at running back for the Weevils. Hayden Thomas, 6 carries for 31 yards. Dorian Manuel, 11 carries for 20. Gennaro Scott, 3 for 5. And Caleb Jacobs, 1 for 3. Receiving-wise, Isaiah Cross has 4 catches for 49 yards. LeCedric Smith, 1 catch for 15. And Jackson had that one that went out of bounds. Deshaun Jackson had that 1 catch there at the end of the half for 8 yards. So 5 of 9, making 6 of 9 on the evening for 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. And the Weevils with 72 yards through the air here in the first half. We're all tied at 14-14, make it 14-14 our score here at the half. Let's go down on the field and listen to the UAM marching band for just a moment. A great round of applause from the crowd here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium for the UAM marching band performing here at halftime. Hey, don't forget, coming up this Monday, it's the Weevil Welcome. I believe it's the 26th annual Weevil Welcome, sponsored by Commercial Bank. It'll be held at McCloy Park, and the public is invited to come out to the event as they honor all the outstanding members of the UAM administration, faculty, and staff. Something that the Monticello Chamber of Commerce has put on, along with sponsors like Commercial Bank, and they want you to come out and join them in welcoming all the UAM faculty and staff and administration back on campus for another year here in Monticello. That's Monday evening around 6 o'clock, I believe, at McCloy Park, downtown Monticello. The public is invited to come out and take part in that as well. As we are at halftime here, and we'll take another break. When I come back, I'll try to look up and we'll try to come up with some scores from around the Great American Conference here this evening, tell you how things are going in around the conference. We'll take another break. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Championship appearance in 10 years. They placed 5th in the nation in the intermediate small co-ed Division II. In August, this team of 12 freshmen, 6 sophomores, and 1 junior received a collegiate bronze bid invitation to compete at the 2023 National Championship. UAM Cheer will be fundraising over the next several months to raise money to cover the cost associated with competing in this championship. Our current t-shirt fundraiser will be ending soon on September 30th. Contact Coach Barnes, our UAM cheerleader, to get your shirt ordered today. Thank you to everyone who has supported our program over the years. Without your support, our competition experience would not be possible. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to...
Back here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium, the Weevils and the Wonder Boys all tied at 14-14. And I'm still trying to find some Division II football scores. Here we go. I'm about to get there now. Let's see if we get to the Great American Conference. And we'll try to give you those updated scores. Here we go. Arkansas Tech and UAM, 14-14. The latest score we have from northwestern Oklahoma is East Central leading 3-0. It was southwestern Oklahoma State over Oklahoma Baptist 17-10. That game in the second quarter. Southeastern Oklahoma leading Southern Nazarene 21-14. And the big one that everybody's been looking forward to all week in Division II here in the state, Harding was leading Ouachita by a score of 6-0. That was in the first quarter. That ball game just started about 20 minutes ago, so hadn't been going very long. But Harding with the early lead in that ball game. That's where a lot of the eyes are going to be on that ball game up in Arkadelphia tonight. But we've got an important ball game going on right here in Monticello as the Boll Weevils tied with Arkansas Tech 14-14. The other game, I think Arkansas was ahead of Texas A&M 14-0. That game in the second quarter. Last score I saw on the Razorback game as well. Both teams starting to make their way back out onto the field. We're just a few moments away from the kickoff of the second half. UAM deferred their option to the second half, so the Weevils are going to get the football to start the third quarter. And it's going to be important how they start. Arkansas Tech had all the momentum and all the confidence going in as the Weevils, if you joined us late, scored on 2 turnovers by Arkansas Tech. 2 interceptions on their first 2 drives. The Weevils took advantage of it. They had a 50-yard drive and a 42-yard drive to go up 14-0. Following 2 interceptions, Weevils forced them to a punt on their third possession and then drove down to the 12-yard line and missed a 30-yard field goal. So came up empty-handed. Gave Arkansas Tech a little breathing room and a little life. They drove 80 yards in 9 plays to make it 14-7. Weevils go back into the red zone on their next possession, all the way down at the 8-yard line. They have to try a 22-yard field goal. This one goes wide right, so they come up empty-handed twice in a row. Tech takes over at the 20 and again goes 80 yards, this time in 11 plays, to tie the ball game at 14-14 with less than 30 seconds to go before halftime. That's where we stand right now. All tied 14-14 here in Monticello. The Wonder Boys and the Weevils. We'll take another break and come back with the start of the second half after this timeout.
Let's give a big round of applause to your UAM cheerleaders.
Back here at halftime, 14-14. We're just about set to start the third quarter. All tied up. Arkansas Tech and UAM. As we said, the Weevils will get the football to start the third quarter. They won the toss to begin the football game and deferred their option to the second half. And we'll see if the Weevils can get some points on the board here to start the third quarter. As really the Tech defense, once we got inside the red zone, was able to stop the Weevils, but Weevils had opportunities and should be ahead 20-14 at the moment with those two missed field goals. Caleb Jacobs be back on one side, and looks like 𝗗𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 Smith here on the near side to us. That may be number 18. That is Deshaun Jackson back deep for the Weevils. Everybody's just about set. Jesus for Arkansas Tech will get set to kick it away. And the officials are going to blow it dead and let them reset the play clock before we get going. All right, here we go. 14-14. We're all tied. A new ball game here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. We get set to start the second half. Jesus 𝗗𝗟𝗡 gets set to kick it away finally. Finally gets the indication from the official. Kick this one high, end over end. It'll be fielded at the goal line and returned up to the 5, to the 10. Tripped up and brought down shy of the 15-yard line. Nice coverage down the field by Arkansas Tech as the Weevils on the return. That was 18. That was Thomas. I'll make it Jackson, Deshaun Jackson on the return. And UAM will start 1st and 10. They're going to spot the football. Let's see where they spot it at the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Weevils. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗓 Brown, your quarterback. Thomas is going to get the start. Hayden Thomas to start at running back. Here comes a wide out. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗓's going to keep it himself. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗓 trying to get to the edge. Crowds across the 15. Tripped up and brought down out at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 by 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗓 Brown. He's rushed for over 100 yards in the first 3 ball games. Well on his way to do that here this evening. Empty backfield again for UAM. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗓 all alone back there. Wanting to throw this time. Throws a quick out route. Ball batted away. Getting a big hand up and knocking it down. It's going to be Trey Jones for Arkansas Tech. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 now for the Boll Weevils. Opening possession of the third quarter. Weevils looking at 3rd down and 5 from their own 18-yard line as we're all tied at 14-14. Weevils will stay empty backfield and spread the field out. 4 wide. Make it 5 wide. as Jacobs goes outside there with them. Tech will rush 3. Brown sets back, fires over the middle, is going to overthrow Caleb Jacobs out at the 30-yard line. And UAM is going to go 3 and out on their first possession of the third period. It'll be the first punt of the ball game for the Boll Weevils, and Arkansas Tech should get the football back in pretty good field position. Doing the punting this night for the Boll Weevils is going to be 𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗂𝗓𝗏𝗏💻. He'll stand at his own 3-yard line when he gets the snap. One man back deep to return, standing at his own 45. 𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 gets a good snap, a high spiraling kick. It turns over. A lot of hang time. It's going to hit the ground, take a Weevil roll inside the 30, the 25, all the way down to the 19-yard line. Man, that was a 64-yard punt by 𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Swaps into the field. Arkansas Tech thought they were going to get pretty good field position up near midfield, but what a punt and what a roll. Ends up being a 64-yard punt by 𝗗𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and Arkansas Tech will have it 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line for their first possession of the second half. All tied at 14-14. But you got to think Arkansas Tech put together their last 2 drives for 80 yards there in the second quarter to put points on the board. And that last one they scored with less than 30 seconds to go in the half. The officials have a timeout on the field. Make sure the players get plenty of hydration and water in this warm nights. This will be the last night game of the year for the Boll Weevils. The rest of them will be in the daytime. Next week's a 2 o'clock kickoff from Weatherford, Oklahoma, on the campus of Southwest Oklahoma State. We'll be there with our pregame show at 1:30 next Saturday. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. right here on KHBM 93.7. All right. The Wonder Boys come from the sideline. UAM defense comes out onto the field. We're set to go. Devontae Dean will be the lone setback. The quarterback is still Tay Gateway. Twin receivers go wide left. Tech has been doing most of their damage on the ground here in this ball game. Put the tight end in motion to the wide side of the field. Hand off to Dean. Dean straight ahead, carries out over the 20 to the 21. A couple of yards there is all he's going to get. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. In on the stop for the Boll Weevils was Demarius White, the linebacker for the UAM, coming up to make the spot. So 2nd down and 8. Tech will look it over. Gateway now sends his wide receiver in motion across the formation. Handoff goes to Dean again. Dean hit at the 20. He'll fall forward out shy of the 22. A short gain of a yard again. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. So 3rd down and 8 for Arkansas Tech. Getting up off the bottom of the pile that time for UAM was Alfreni Hankins. Big 3rd down here as the Weevils went 3 and out on their first possession. Defense needs to hold, make Tech go out 3 and out. He gets the football back. Play clock down to 6. Wide receiver in motion across the formation. Dean wanting to throw. In trouble. Going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. And coming through to get the sack for the Boll Weevils, I believe that's going to be Hankins. Nope, number 7 for the Boll Weevils. That is Daquan Street. Came in from 2nd time tonight. He had a pass breakup, and here he gets the sack. And we got an injured player on the field for Arkansas Tech. Well, a big offensive lineman. So they're going to send everybody off the field. He's up on his hands and knees. So hopefully we'll see him up. 12:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. The loss is all the way back to the 17-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 13 for Arkansas Tech. as the player for the Wonder Boys gets up and walks off. That's Larry Clark. He's 6'4", 320-pound senior from Blytheville, Arkansas. Another offensive lineman. It'll be 4th down, punting situation. Caleb Jacobs is going to go back deep for UAM. Their kicker is going to stand. Zimbo is going to stand on his 1-yard line when he gets the snap. Jacobs standing at his own 45, awaiting the punt. All tied at 14-14. Good snap. Weevils come after him. He gets the punt off. A high spiraling kick. This one will hit at the 45 and take a tech bounce to the midfield, and I believe it was touched back at the Tech 48-yard line. Yeah, somebody touched it there. That's where the Weevils will have it with a short field to work with. See if they can take advantage of it with 12-16 left to play in the third quarter. We're all tied at 14 apiece. Dorian Manuel is going to get this at running back, but the Weevils are going empty backfield, it looks like. They'll put Manuel out as a wide out. Empty backfield again with a tight end set. So twin receivers on either side, a tight end to the wide side. Manuel comes in motion. They fake the sweep to him. Brown's going to keep it himself. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. He's going to be bumped out of bounds there. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗑𝗏 over 100 yards rushing on the night now. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗑𝗏 with 102 yards on 10 carries. Gains 5 on that one. 2nd down and 5 for the Boll Weevils. This time Manuel will line up in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to him. Manuel comes across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down, or half a yard shy of the first down. Bring up a 3rd and short for the Weevils here with 11:38 to play in the third. Weevils come up tempo on the line of scrimmage. Snap the football again, hand it off. Dorian straight ahead. Manuel's got the first down as he submarines his way underneath all those big bodies and dives down to the 35-yard line. It'll be a Weevil first down at the 35 of Arkansas Tech. Isaiah Cross and Cedric Smith split wide to the right. Jordan Mansfield comes wide left. Brown out of the gun. Brown leaves it with Dorian again up the middle. Manuel hit it to line. He'll fall forward for about a yard down to the 33. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 now for the Boll Weevils. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Ian Meesh is your tight end. He'll line up here on the short side of the field next to us. Ball almost on the left hash mark. On 2nd and long. 𝗗𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗑𝗏 reads it, keeps it himself. Big hole. 25-20. Caught from behind and tripped up at the 15-yard line. Making a touchdown saving tackle for Arkansas Tech is going to be Javon Love. He just grabbed hold of the foot of Demarion Brown and tripped him up enough to bring him down. But it'll be another first down at the 15-yard line for the Boll Weevils inside the red zone. They need points this trip into the red zone. Brown hands it off. That's going to be Dorian. Manuel cuts to the right. He's at the 10. A flag comes in. Manuel to the 5, to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, but bring it back, I'm sure, with the flag. The flag coming from the back judge here, and generally going to indicate a holding call against the Weevils. We'll see what it is.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which was at the 9-yard line. Oh, the 14-yard line. That's going to mark it all the way out to the 25 is where they're going to mark it. Yep, out to the 25-yard line. Weevils need to get to the 5 for the first down, so it'll be 1st and 20. Now for UAM. All tied at 14-14. Brown takes the snap, keeps it himself, left side, got some room at the 20, the 15, picks up a block at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Bo Weevils. 𝗗𝗦𝗢𝗓 Brown from 25 yards out, his third rushing touchdown of the night. And the Weevils have regained the lead at 20-14 with 9:57 to play in the third period. Let's see who our kicker is going to be. It's either going to be McKnight or 𝗗𝗓𝗓. We think those are the two kickers that have kicked tonight. This one is going to be McKnight. He'll get the nod here for the extra point. Out of the hold of Caleb Jacobs. Snap's good, kicks on its way, and this one is good. 21-14, the Weevils regain the lead. Just under 10 minutes left to play in the third quarter. We'll be back with more UAM football after this timeout. (21-14). The Bo Weevils have regained the lead as UAM gets on the board here first after a long punt pinned Arkansas Tech back deep in their own territory. UAM forced them to a 3-and-out. Weevils got it beyond midfield at the 48-yard line of Arkansas Tech and took advantage of the short field and lead at 21-14 now. Kickoff going to be fielded at the 5. Return to the 10, the 15, 20, 25, up to the 30-yard line and going to be upended there. On the return, that is Adam Cousins as the Weevils coming down on the special teams. 25-yard return. Had a player a little slow in getting up there on the special teams. That was Thomas. Deshaun Jackson making, number 18. He was in on the tackle, but he gets up and comes off the field. So the Wonder Boys will have it. First and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Trailing the Weevils here 21-14. 9:49 to play in the third. Gateway stays in at quarterback. Tay Gateway. He'll have two backs on either side. Devontae Dean and Simmons. Simmons, their leading ground gainer in the first half. He'll come in motion to the wide side. They're going to leave it with Dean up the middle. Dean across the 30. Stops shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line. And getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Bo Weevils making the stop is going to be Chris Blair. Crashing down from his defensive line spot. Be a gain of 4, second down and 6 for Arkansas Tech. Twin receivers come wide right. They stay with the twin set in the backfield on either side. Now put Dean in motion. This time the play action. They throw a pass over the middle. It's complete out over the 40 and hit and brought down immediately at the 41. It's good for the first down for Arkansas Tech, as that's Mason Ross, the wide receiver, makes the catch, his first catch of the night. But it'll move the chains and be a first down for the Wonder Boys at their own 41-yard line. Weevils stay in a 4-man front. Gateway fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. UAM stretches it out. He turns the corner at the 45. He runs up out of bounds across midfield at the 49-yard line of UAM. Very close to another first down for Arkansas Tech. As they'll look at it and decide that it is a first down, they'll move the chains. Just inside Weevil territory at the 49-yard line. Arkansas Tech on the move, trailing the Weevils 21-14. Gateway now checks off the play. They'll look to the sideline. Again, he's got two backs in the backfield this time, one on either side of him, Simmons and Dean. They do a cross buck, play action, wanting to throw, tries to get it to Simmons out here in the flat and overthrows him, but he had a defender right on his neck. That is Chris Blair, all in the face of the quarterback Gateway. And the Weevils will force them to a second and long. It'll be second down and 10. So second down 10 for Arkansas Tech from the Weevil 49-yard line with 8:21 to play in the third. 21-14 our score. UAM with a 7-point lead. Gateway calling for the ball. Play action. Throws a quick pass over the middle again. This one is going to be incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver down there as he was going to the ground. It's Adam Cousins. Couldn't hold on to it. So it'll bring up a third down and 10 now for Arkansas Tech. Arkansas Tech is 3 of 7 on third down conversions tonight. They go to the pistol formation. Simmons, the lone setback. I'll make that Dean the lone setback behind Gateway. The receiver in motion across the formation to the short side. Rolling to his right. Gateway looking back to his left. Heaves it down the field. Going to be intercepted for the second time tonight and returned up to the 20, 25 to 30, 35, 40. Midfield. Breaks the tackle at the 40 to the 30. Going to go all the way. A 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Bull Weevils. And on the return is 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. And there's no flags. Yes, there is a flag. Hold everything. Oh, my. There is a flag at the 40-yard line. What a spectacular run. It'll make the highlight film anyway as 𝗗𝗜𝗏 returns it. That was his second interception of the night for him. Third turnover of the ball game against Arkansas Tech. But they're going to discuss the penalty marker at the 40-yard line. It'll still be UAM football, but the touchdown will not count, I do not believe. And they'll probably mark the penalty off from the 40-yard line. We'll see what they work out. But 𝗗𝗏𝗏, his second interception of the night. Almost his second pick six of the season. Weevils lead it 21-14. We've got 7:53 to play in the third. And the officials are still talking about what they're going to do. There's just one flag, however, on the field, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of discussion about it. But here we go. Maybe we'll get the call.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block, number 94 of the defense. It'll be 15 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down.
All right, they're going to call a blindside block against the Weevils on the return. So they'll mark the penalty off from the infraction. It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the 40-yard line. So they'll mark it back to the UAM 45-yard line. And that's where the Weevils will have it first and 10. Third interception of the night by Arkansas Tech. UAM has been able to capitalize on the first two interceptions and scored points. See if they can do it here. 𝗗𝗏𝗏 out of the shotgun. Play action. Rolling to his right. Chase coming, and he's going to unload it, and it'll be incomplete. Intended down there for Isaiah Cross at about the Tech 45-yard line, but he had number 9 defensive end coming hard at him, Matthew Rivera. coming hard. Second down and 10 now for the Boll Weevils. Brown again out of the shotgun. This time he's going to hand it off. Hayden Thomas. Thomas reverses field, comes back to the near side to us across midfield. End up getting positive yardage out of it. He'll get it down to the 48 of Arkansas Tech and bring up a 3rd down and 3. A gain of 7 on that play. So 3rd and a manageable 3 here for the Weevils. Thomas stays in at the running back. Hand it off again. Thomas breaks the tackle. He's got the 1st down as he crosses the 45 and gets it to the 44-yard line. He was hit and stood up at the 46. Second effort, kept his feet moving, and picks up the 1st down to move the chains for the Weevils and keep the drive alive. UAM leading 21-14. They'll go with trip receivers wide right. Tight end set to the short side of the field. Ball on the left hash mark. Brown hands off to Thomas again. He's hitting the backfield, spins loose. He'll get it back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Big number 97 for Arkansas Tech, Carson Holloway, 6'2", 275, a sophomore out of Richmond, Texas. He was all in the backfield and busted that play up. 2nd down and 10 for the Weevils now. 6:45 left to play in the 3rd. Brown going to keep it himself. Gets around the edge. He's at the 40. Brown steps out of bounds at the 40, make it the 36-yard line, but a flag comes in. And let's see, it's probably going to be a holding call against UAM as everybody's walking backwards. Another flag. UAM was only penalized 3 times, or make it twice in the first half. They're going to call 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗓𝗏, the tight end, for holding. It'll be 2nd down and 20 now for the Boll Weevils as they'll spot it back almost where they started this drive. Back at the 45, make it the 46-yard line where they'll spot the football, their own 46. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗏 is in as one tight end. Bonines in at the other tight end for the Weevils. Caleb Bonine. Brown keeps it himself. Sidesteps one across midfield to the 45. He'll get it back up and gain 12 on the play as he's tripped up down at the 42-yard line of Arkansas Tech. Damian Brown, 14 carries, 150 yards on the evening. 3 touchdowns for him. All 3 scores by Damian. 21-14 our score. 3rd down and 8 after a gain of 12 on that last play. Brown straight drop. Steps up, fires deep down the right side. Intended for Jacobs. It's too high. It's over his head. Caleb can't climb the ladder to get up to it down at the 25-yard line. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Boll Weevils now. The ball is at their own 44-yard line. They're going to play field position. Looks like the punter will come on. 𝗗𝗓𝗏 will come on to punt it away. Last time he hit a 64-yarder. He doesn't need to kick one quite that far this time. Ball's on the Tech 42-yard line. You'd like to pin them down inside the 10 if possible. Gets a good snap. Spiraling kick. Fair catch called for at the 10-yard line. And that's where Arkansas Tech will have it as the return man was Hunter Lloyd. Makes the catch there at the 10. That's where Arkansas Tech will have it. 90 yards away with 5:43 to play here in the 3rd quarter. It's 21-14. The Boll Weevils have the lead over Arkansas Tech. Weevils jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Arkansas Tech tied it with less than 30 seconds to go in the first half at 14-all. And then the Weevils come up with a touchdown here in the 3rd to make it 21-14. So Arkansas Tech will be back up deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Gateway wanting to throw. Fires out in the flat, complete at the 15, out to the 20. Got to carry out to the 25-yard line. The ball came loose, but they're ruling it down on the contact of the ground. Pass was complete out here to Matthew Rivera. Covering on the play for the Boll Weevils was Daquan Street. 1st and 10, though. A gain of 15 on that play. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Arkansas Tech at their own 25-yard line. Still a lot of football to play. 21-14 our score. We're in the 3rd quarter. Gateway calling for the snap, wanting to throw, rolling to his left. Looking, throws deep down the sideline. It's going to be incomplete out at the 42-yard line as it goes out of bounds. Again, a pass intended once again for Rivera. It'll fall incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. You had covering on the play. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 Allen was over there coming from the backside. Handoff up the middle. That's Simmons, I believe. Simmons is going to get a yard. That's all out to the 26. Weevil defense finds him there, and the little guy has nowhere to go. So to bring up 3rd down and 9. Another 3rd and long. Wonder Boys are 3 of 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight. This one from their own 26-yard line. A 3rd down and 9. Crowd coming to life for the Weevils, hoping for a stop here. Gateway gets the snap, straight drop. They pick up the blitz. He unloads it over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. I believe getting a hand on it for the Boll Weevils. One of our defenders got a hand on it. They did. That's number 3, and that is going to be Demarius White, the linebacker. Covered the tight end going across the middle. Got a big hand up and deflected it. So to bring up a 4th down and 9 for Arkansas Tech. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 will come on to punt it away. Caleb Jacobs is back deep for the Boll Weevils. 21-14 our score. 4:28 to play in the 3rd quarter. High snap. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗍𝗑 pulls it down, end over end kick. Jacobs lets it hit. It takes a bounce away from him, and it's going to take a Tech bounce. So inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line. The Weevils will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line here with 4:16 to play in the 3rd period. They mark it at the 31. The UAM will come to the line. Dorian Manuel will be the lone setback. He'll line up in the pistol formation behind Brown. Mesh is your tight end here on the short side of the field. Trip receivers go wide right. Dorian gets the call. Dorian takes the handoff out of the 35, breaks one tackle. He'll get it out close to the 37, maybe the 38-yard line before he's driven backwards. Dorian Manuel. They mark it at the 37-yard line. So a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Ball's on the left hash mark. Weevils moving from right to left here in this 3rd quarter, from south to north. Brown takes the snap, keeps it himself as he fakes it to Dorian, carries it across the 40 out to the 41. Going to be very close to the 1st down marker. It'll depend on the spot. They're going to say it is good for the 1st down. So we'll move the chains for the Weevils once again. The 19th 1st down of the ball game. Arkansas Tech with 11 1st downs in the game. UAM has now rushed for 237 yards on the night, and Brown's got 161 of that. Handed off, Dorian. Dorian across the 45, midfield, and finally tripped up and brought down at the Tech 45-yard line. Dorian Manuel, he's not very big. He gets in behind those linemen, and he can find a small seam to squeeze through, and he does, and picks up big yardage there. We go under 3 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Again, the Weevils leading 21-14. The crowd has hung around for this one. It's been a good ball game. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟 handoff again to Dorian. Dorian, this time a tough yard as he's hit and then slung around backwards. Coming up to make the stop on him, Chris Cole, the linebacker for Arkansas Tech. Hayden Thomas will check in at running back now as Dorian Manuel will come out. We'll see Isaiah Cross and LaCedric Smith split wide to the right. Jordan Mansfield comes wide left. Play action. Brown wanting to throw. Looking deep over the middle. Has Isaiah Cross. It's caught at the 20. Isaiah cuts back at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bo Weevils. Isaiah Cross with the catch, and the Weevils go up 27-14. What a great run by Isaiah after the catch. It's going to be his 5th reception of the night, his first touchdown. And the Weevils go up 27-14 with the extra point coming. McKnight will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jacobs. Snaps there, kicks on its way, and it is good. 28-14. UAM with 14 unanswered here in the third quarter. 2:01 left to play in the third. We're back with more from Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium in just a moment. 28-14. Weevils have taken a 14-point lead. They'll kick it off. It's returned back up over the 10, the 15, and run out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line, as on the return for Arkansas Tech was going to be Adam Cousins. About a 15-yard return. They'll start just beyond the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for Arkansas Tech. And now you got to be thinking with them, still a lot of time left, another whole quarter, but 1:52 to go in the third, and you're down by 2 scores again. Nothing they're uncommon with. They started the ball game down 14 points. So update on some scores around the conference. East Central leading Northwestern 10-3. Southwest Oklahoma and Oklahoma Baptist all tied at 17. A swing pass swung out of the backfield, complete out to Simmons. He turns it up to the 25. Finally going to be wrestled out of bounds. Coming over to make the stop, Katron Allen for the Weevils, along with Demarius White. Other scores, Southern Nazarene, Southeastern Oklahoma are all tied at 21. Henderson State and Southern Arkansas 21-16 over Henderson. And Ouachita Baptist has a 1-point lead over Harding, 14-13. That game in the second quarter. It's 28-14 here. Arkansas Tech throws and completes another short pass just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 now for Arkansas Tech from their own 29-yard line. Gateway hands it off to Simmons. Simmons hit at the 30. I don't think he made it. They're going to mark him down shy of the 31. Right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down and 1 for Arkansas Tech. So decision time for the coaching staff for Arkansas Tech now. They're down by 2 scores. 4th and 1 from your own 30-yard line. They're going to leave the offense out there on the field. DeMonte Dean, the lone setback. Gateway, the quarterback, They'll snap it, hand it off to Dean. Dean has the first down as he bulls his way out over the 35, pushes the pile forward to the 40, all the way to the 41-yard line. A gain of 11 on that play. And they'll move the chains and keep the drive alive for Arkansas Tech. They start the clock after they get the chain set. 22 seconds left to go in the quarter. Quickly, Tech back to the line of scrimmage. Gateway wanting to throw. Gateway wanting to go deep down the center of the field. Throws it. It's going to be intercepted again. The fourth interception of the night. This was returned up over the 30, the 35-40, midfield, and then pushed out of bounds. Coming up with a reception, Greg Hooks with the fourth interception of the night for the Boll Weevils as we head for the fourth quarter. UAM leading 28-14. It'll be Boll Weevil football at their own, or at the Tech 49-yard line when play resumes in the final 15 minutes right after this timeout. The fourth interception of the night by the UAM secondary. You spread it around. You got 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 Allen with 2 picks on the night. You had Greg Hooks with 1 now, and Daquan Street with 1. 1st and 10, Weevils. Handoff right up the middle to Hayden Thomas. Thomas inside the 45, down close to the 41-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 8 on the play, just right up the gut. Hayden Thomas running hard, taking advantage of his playing time here tonight. Thomas, a sophomore out of Kinder, Louisiana. 2nd down and 2 now for the Weevils. Just underway to start the fourth quarter, 28-14, Weevils with the lead. We were tied at 14-14 at the half. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 hands off again to Thomas, waits for his hole to open. He's got the first down as he carries inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 on that play. Thomas now with 47 yards rushing on the night. 𝗗𝗏𝗧𝗏 Brown, 165 yards on the ground for him. 7 of 15 passing for 116. So all-purpose yards that Brown has been in charge of, 271 yards. 1st and 10, Weevils. Brown keeps it himself. It's inside the 30, going to be tripped up and brought down about the 28-yard line. Make it the 29s where they'll mark his knee down. And we got a player shaking up, a little slow in getting up for Arkansas Tech. He'll get up and walk on off under his own power. Let's see. We're going to mark the football at the 29-yard line of Arkansas Tech. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Boll Weevils. Run, clock run. Weevils leading 28-14. Smith, 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 goes wide left. Brown hands it off Thomas again. Thomas cuts it up in the hole. He's inside the 25. He'll have another first down for the Weevils, and he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. So they'll move the play, move the chains again for another first down for UAM. Again, Weevils lead it 28-14. 13 minutes left to play in this football game. We stay with 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, split wide to the left. And also out there is Mansfield. Going to throw a wide receiver screen complete to the Cedric, but he has nowhere to go. He's hit immediately. Going to be a loss on the play. Actually, good defense by Arkansas Tech to come up and read that and make the open field tackle. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12 now for UAM. Ball spotted back at the 30, make it the 25-yard line. Yeah, 26-yard line. Pistol formation, handoff to Thomas. Thomas trying to get to the outside. He's at the 20, pushes one out of his way to the 15. Going to run out of bounds there at the 16-yard line. Hayden Thomas again taking advantage of his playing time here tonight. Going to put him up close to 65 yards on the night. On 12 carries. 3rd down and 3 for the Weevils. Ball spotted at the 17 of Arkansas Tech. Fake it to Thomas. Brown keeps it himself. Brown to the 15, to the 10. Brown hauled down at the 6-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal to go for UAM. 𝗗𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. He's going to sleep good tonight. 𝗗𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥, that's his 17th carry on the night, 172 yards. 1st and goal for the Weevils, spotted at the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 5. Brown hands it off. Thomas straight up the middle. 2nd effort, he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Hayden Thomas, his 1st touchdown as a Boll Weevil here tonight, and the Weevils extend their lead 34-14, their biggest lead of the night, with 11:28 to play. There's Arkansas Tech players shaking up on the field as well, so there'll be an official timeout before we kick the extra point. They'll work on him, but the Weevils take advantage of the interception that ended the 3rd quarter. They took advantage of 2 interceptions in the 1st quarter to score points. And 4 interceptions on the night total against Arkansas Tech, and the Weevils are now up by 20 points, 34-14, as they go out and tend to the Wonder Boy that is down on the field. And then we'll attempt the extra point. Don't forget, next week we're on the road. We travel to Weatherford, Oklahoma. Southwest Oklahoma State University will be there 2 o'clock to kick off next Saturday from Weatherford, right here on KHPM 93.7 FM. Have a pregame at 1:30. Kickoff set for 2 o'clock next Saturday. And they're still tending to the player down there for Arkansas Tech. Try to catch you up on the scores. Still 14-13. Ouachita holding with a 1-point lead at the moment. It's the latest update we have. 21-16. Southern Arkansas over Henderson State. That was at the half. Southern Nazarene, Southeastern Oklahoma were tied at 21-21. Southwest Oklahoma State and Oklahoma Baptist were tied 17 all. Northwestern Oklahoma trailing East Central 10-3. And then UAM leading 34-14 over Arkansas Tech here in the 4th quarter with 11:28 to play. They'll player get up and walk off, so that's good to see. He's a defensive cornerback over there for Arkansas Tech. McKnight's going to come on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Caleb Jacobs. Try to put the Weevils up by 21. Kicks on its way, and it is good. 35-14, Weevils lead it, 11:28 to play in the game. We'll take a break. Be back with more in just a moment.
With 11 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the ballgame, on score, your UAM Boll Weevils 35, Arkansas Tech 14. Immediate timeout.
35-14, the Weevils have a 21-point lead, 11:28 to play here in the fourth quarter. You go back and look, 𝗗𝗦𝗠 Brown, 8 of 16 passing, 114 yards, a touchdown through the air. And then 𝗗𝗦𝗠 17 rushes for 184 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. And then the other touchdown belongs to Hayden Thomas. He's got 14 carries for 74 yards on the night and 1 touchdown. 4 interceptions against Arkansas Tech. That's been the story, as UAM's defense coming up with the picks. All right, McKnight will get set to kick it off for UAM once again. Back deep, looks like Adam Cousins on one side. And they'll kick it. And this one's going to be fielded at the 10. Return to the 15, up to the 20, and going to be break a tackle. I thought he was stopped there. He's going to get it to the 25, then run out of bounds. Is on the return. That was Rivera, the wide receiver, also return specialist. So Arkansas Tech will start 1st and 10. They're going to spot it up at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Arkansas Tech. They trail by 21 points, 35-14. The Weevils on top. We got a new quarterback now for Arkansas Tech. I got to get a number on him. Looks like Simmons, Deion Simmons, is in at the running back position. Snap. They're going to hand it off to Simmons. Simmons goes straight ahead for a couple of yards. The new quarterback is going to be Hunter Lloyd. He's 6'4", a redshirt freshman out of Rogers, Arkansas, transferred from Central Arkansas University to play at Arkansas Tech. Gain of 1 on the play. Lloyd takes the snap, rolls to his right, dumps it off in the flat. Wide receiver. It's caught out there and advanced up to about the 29-yard line. So a short gain of a couple. UAM defense was swarming all over it. It's only a gain of 2, so it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for Arkansas Tech. Ball spotted at their own 29-yard line. 3rd and 7. Lloyd with twin backs, one on either side. That's Dean and Simmons in the backfield. Lloyd, the freshman, calling for it, sends Simmons in motion. Hands it off to Dean. Devontae hit at the line, going to be dropped for a gain of 1 on the play. Coming up to make the stop for the Boll Weevils. Nice tackle there by UAM's James Dealey, the senior out of Central Louisiana. It'll bring up 4th down. We're going to call it 4th and 5 for Arkansas Tech. They're down by 3 scores, 35-14, 9:50 left to play. They're going to leave their offense out on the field. Hunter Lloyd, the freshman quarterback. Simmons, the lone setback beside him on 4th and 5. Simmons wanting to throw, looking, fires over the middle. It's complete out over the 41, or out to the 41. That'll be good for the 1st down. So a 4th down conversion there for Arkansas Tech. They'll keep the football and have it at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. 9:23 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Weevils leading 35-14. We were all tied 14-all at the half. Weevils have scored 21 unanswered here in the second half. Lloyd puts a wide receiver in motion to the short side over on the Arkansas Tech sideline. Straight drop. Blitz coming. Lloyd forced out of the pocket. Throws it up into the bleachers on the far side. Just had to get rid of it. Putting the pressure on him, and he was feeling it too, was UAM's Collier Bush. Playing a little defense. Got the rush on him. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Tech. Twin receivers come wide left. Tight end moves up on the line of scrimmage. Lloyd calling for the ball now. going to hand it off up the middle to Dean. Dean stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Maybe a loss on the play. It's going to be a loss on the play, a loss of 1. 3rd down and 11. And making the stop for the Boll Weevils that time was D.K. Henderson. 3rd and 11 for Arkansas Tech. 8:20 left to play in the game. Lloyd straight drop. Weevils rush forward. Wants to go deep down the sideline. A comeback route. It's going to be caught with the inbounds down at the 42-yard line. Yes, making the catch for Arkansas Tech. It's going to be 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥. Chase with the catch. It'll keep the drive alive. That's a 3rd and long. They complete it. Moving into Weevil territory at the 42-yard line of UAM. 1st and 10, Arkansas Tech. The Wonder Boys trying to get something going here in this 4th quarter. Lloyd straight drop. Forced out of the pocket. Weevils giving chase. They're going to sack him all the way back in Wonder Boy territory, all the way back at the 42-yard line. Wow. And coming up to make the sack, I believe, was Demarion Holmes on the safety blitz. The loss is all the way back to the 43-yard line of Arkansas Tech. So a loss of 15. It's 2nd and 25. Lloyd hands it off to Simmons. Simmons about a yard. All he's going to get out to the 44. Deion Simmons, the running back. Not much there. UAM defense starting to celebrate a little bit. 6:52 left to play in the game. It's 35-14. Weevils with a 21-point lead. And now Arkansas Tech looking at 3rd down and 24. 3rd and 24. Need to get all the way to the Weevil 33 for the 1st down. Lloyd throwing deep down the left sideline. Throws it up, and it's going to be intercepted. For the 5th time tonight, Arkansas Tech is intercepted, and that is Daquan Street with his 2nd interception of the night. 2 for him. 2 interceptions for Street. 2 interceptions for Katron Allen, and 1 interception for Greg Hooks. Has set the tone here tonight for UAM as the Weevil defense. You go back and look at the numbers now. Gatewood went 7 of 19 with 4 interceptions for 45 yards through the air. Lloyd has gone 3 of 5 with 1 interception for 29 yards. So 74 total yards through the air and 5 interceptions. Weevils will have it. Got a new quarterback in for the Weevils, and that's going to be Edwin 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Peter hands it off up the middle. We got a Weevil that's shaken up on the play, as the ball carrier was new as well. That's Gary Furman. Furman, a junior out of Santa Ana, California. Carried out for 4 yards. The player for UAM shaking up, getting up and walking off the field. Nathan Jewell, freshman out of Maumelle, Arkansas. Clock continues to run, down to 6:10 left to play in the ball game. Weevils have it 2nd down and 6 at their own 30-yard line. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Peter hands off again. Hands off again. Nope, 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 35. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗓 run down from behind inside the 35 at the 33-yard line of Arkansas Tech. Man, oh man, 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗓, when he gets rolling, he can move. It'll be 1st and 10. Bo Weevils down at the Arkansas Tech 33-yard line. We got another Arkansas Tech player shaken up. 35-14. Weevils have the lead. As I said, they've held Arkansas Tech to 74 yards passing, 165 yards on the ground on the night. while the Weevils have amassed 114 yards through the air and a touchdown and 348 yards on the ground. 𝗗𝗦𝗠𝗡𝗏, the quarterback, 17 carries, 184 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the evening. Hayden Thomas, 14 carries and 74 yards and a touchdown. All right, the injured player for Arkansas Tech, they're going to get him off the field. He'll walk off, Jamison 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏. Weevils going to use all the clock they can. Play clock down to 30. Game clock counting down to 5:35. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏, your quarterback. The running back is Gary Furman. Twin receivers come wide right. I'm sure we'll keep it on the ground. A lot of fresh, clean white pants out there and clean green jerseys as Furman gets the carry. Furman lowers his shoulder. He'll carry it inside the 30, down close to the 26-yard line. Going to be a gain of almost 7, almost 8 on the play. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be a gain of 7 on the play. Make it 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. We go under 5 minutes left to play in this one here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. Weevils leading 35-14. We were all tied 14-14 at the half. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏 on 2nd down and 4. Hands it off Furman again. Furman left side has the first down or close to it. A flag's going to come in out here way away from the play. Looked like a UAM wide receiver and defensive back. Kind of had a little something going on. I think Kevin Howard, wide receiver, and the defensive cornerback. All I saw was, here we get the call. The helmet of the defender was in the UAM player's hands. Here we go.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 of the offense, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 of the defense. The styles were offset as both players first unsportsmanlike play was 3rd down.
All right, unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Weevils after the play was blown dead. It'll remain 3rd down. I'll make it 1st down. Play will stand. Weevils will have it 1st and 10. Down at the 23-yard line of Arkansas Tech. Leading 35-14. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 looking into the sideline, waiting on his offensive coordinator to make the call. They make it. Manuel's checked back in at the running back spot. They're going to hand it off to Dorian. Manuel hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be wrapped up there and driven backwards. No gain on the play for Dorian Manuel. 3 big defensive linemen in on the stop for Arkansas Tech. So Furman will check back in at running back now for the Boll Weevils, and clock will continue to run down to 3:45. Number 81 for UAM getting into action. That's Nick Howard, a wide receiver, a freshman from Metairie, Louisiana. He and Kevin Howard were split wide to the left. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 going to hold on to it himself. He's caught in the backfield and going to be dropped for a loss. Back at the 28-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play. But more importantly, the clock continues to run. 3rd down and 15. So a loss of 5 on the play. 3rd and 15. Furman stays in at running back. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, your mop-up quarterback here in this one. Under 3 minutes now left to play. Weevils up by 21 points. 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 gets the snap. Hands it off. Furman lowers his shoulder, goes straight ahead. He'll get it down close to the 26-yard line. So a gain of a couple yards on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down and 13 for UAM. You got to think to just leave the offense out there and go for it. If you make it good, if you turn it over on downs, Tech's going to get it back with around 2 minutes left to play. Maybe a little under 2 minutes if the Weevils don't make this first down. 4th down and 13 from the Tech 26. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟 wanting to throw, looking, throws it up, down toward the end zone, overthrows everybody. It'll go incomplete, and Arkansas Tech will take over on downs at their own 26-yard line with 2:05 left to play in the ball game. Weevils leading 35-14. Weevils jumped out to a 14-0 lead after 2 interceptions early in the ball game. First 2 possessions by Arkansas Tech. And UAM went in to score on both of those drives. Tech came back before halftime, though, and tied it up 14-all. The Weevils missed 2 field goals inside the red zone in the first half. They could have been up 20-14, but wasn't the way it was. And then UAM has come out and dominated here in the second half and scored 21 unanswered points. On 1st and 10, Arkansas Tech will snap it. They'll hand it off. Right side, carried out over the 30 to the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play. We'll see who the new running back is, if it's a different one. That's getting up. No, that was Dean, Devontae Dean on the carry. You pick up 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Weevils with some fresh jerseys out there, getting some younger players with a little experience here late in the ball game. Again, Dean takes the handoff, comes over the left side, gets it out close to the 35. Gain of almost 3 on the play. Big number 99 for UAM. Trey Hand, a sophomore out of New Orleans, in on the stop for the Weevils. Bring up 3rd down and 1. Just a little over a minute left to play in this ball game. Lloyd going to keep it himself, the quarterback. He's got the first down as he comes across the 40 out to the 42-yard line, and he'll be upended there. They'll move the chains. It'll be a first down for Arkansas Tech. First and 10 from their own 42-yard line. They may snap it this time and one more. Lloyd hands it off to Dean. Dean tries to cut up, nowhere to go. He'll be stopped for no gain. Coming up to make the stop for the Boll Weevils, looked like that was Robert Iverson, a freshman out of New Manchester, Georgia. Coming up to make the stop. Short gain of 1. We've got 18 seconds left. Officials trying to separate a couple of players. A little word-mouthing going on here late in the game. Some of the Arkansas Tech players. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They're not going to get it all. 2 seconds. 1, that's going to be your ball game. Our final score, 35-14. The Weevils improved to 3-1 on the year. Arkansas Tech will fall to 1-3. Don't go anywhere. Our post-game show's coming up here from Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium. The Weevils win it here tonight, 35-14. We'll come back and wrap this one up for you in just a moment. Back here at Convoy Leslie Cotton Bowl Stadium, the Weevils get the win tonight. 35-14 the final score in this one, as the Weevils end up with 26 first downs on the night. Arkansas Tech 15. UAM rushed for 355 yards on the night while holding Arkansas Tech to 182. Through the air, the Weevils pick up 114 yards of passing, 74 yards for Arkansas Tech. And let's see, what else can we look at? Individually, let's go like this. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥, what a night he had. 8 of 16 passing, so he completed 50% of his passes, no interceptions, and 114 yards and 1 touchdown through the air. 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗅𝗠 rushing. He carried 17 times, 184 yards on the night, 3 touchdowns. Hayden Thomas made all of his UAM college debut here at UAM. 14 carries on the night for him for his first action of the year, 74 yards and a touchdown as well. Dorian Manuel ended up with 18 rushes for 51 yards. Weevils end up 469 total yards while holding Arkansas Tech to 256 total yards of offense on the night. You go back and look, Gatewood, the quarterback for them, the starter, had 7 of 19 passing with 4 interceptions. And then Hunter Lloyd had that interception late in the game. Didn't really matter a lot there, but the Weevils took advantage of those 4 interceptions and put points on the boards, even though they got in the red zone 2 more times and didn't score on the night. Weevils get the win. They improved to 3-1, and they're on the road next Saturday to take on Southwest Oklahoma. Let's look around the conference right quick and tell you how some of the scores have gone on the night. East Central was leading Northwestern Oklahoma 17-3. So Oklahoma Baptist was ahead of Southwest Oklahoma 24-20. That ball game in the fourth quarter. It's Southeastern Oklahoma leading Southern Nazarene 27, or make it Southern Nazarene 31-27 over Southeastern. That ball game late in the fourth quarter. Southern Nazarene looking for their first win of the year. Southern Arkansas up on Henderson State 28-24. That ball game late in the fourth quarter. And the game at halftime is Ouachita Baptist and Harding, and it's 14-13. Ouachita Baptist leading by 1. The Weevils get the win here tonight, 35-14 over the Wonder Boys of Arkansas Tech. We hope you've enjoyed our broadcast. I want to thank Andrea Camden back at the station, our technical engineer. I'm Jimmy Sledge. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll hope you'll join us next Saturday right here on KHBM 93.7 at 2 o'clock for the kickoff, 1:30 for the pregame from Weatherford, Oklahoma. We'll be there to bring you all the play-by-play. Good night, everyone.